The Garden's Power by Hamsar47. The master stood in his garden, all in front of his plants. Sunkern, Flora, Bulbasaur through the line. All could be recognized for his beautiful pride. No, his mood just wouldn't allow it. Day and night, the gnomes he had would stand in their own ways. One with a bulb, another with a sprout, even a stem for you to gaze. They grow to hate their somewhat godly master standing above them. After all, it takes not one soul, but two to have a feeling, right? His true friend, solitary within his hut, just a small innocent little oddish, not a word more. So while the gnomes were beaten and scalded by the man's past expectations, the blinds would protect the little oddish from seeing the truth. That just couldn't change a thing. That one day when the little plant looked through the curtains and blinds, those who once protected him from the wild got just what they shouldn't get. Nothing that should be left alone. Especially when you're clever. That night the man was especially tired, as he couldn't get his mind in the right place. His favorite little pet had quite an easy chance to escape from his pot. The door was open through the entire breeze, allowing Oddish to get his gnome friends in. Eventually the wind strengthened, with the man waking up somewhere in the AM, just to find that his garden found its way in. Yes, all of them. Sunkern, Flora, Bulbasaur, and its older brothers, Meganium and Oddish? It seemed no soul was found inside the Oddish from him either. Not the type of soul to know what's right. What had to be done was already clear. Make him his own garden. Bulbasaur with its siblings practically immobilized the man with their vines. Sunkern and Flora planting soil and seeds to make it just right. Meganium used its breath to grow the seeds, forming a large amount of flowers in kudzu on what would soon be a simple corpse. The one with the most intentions, however, was the Oddish from the start, using its special ability. His own pets latched into the vines and took everything out of them, the stems in the man's skin causing this to take his life. Even though the last words could be clearly heard through this, that didn't matter. What mattered was that his voice no longer had power. The Pokémon all managed to escape, running to different places in the wild. The reign of this foolish man, thanks to his slaves, was over. The real question is, where was this man exactly? Some Azalea residents tend to see him within the nearby forest. That was The Garden's Power. Final thoughts? Meh. The story was just a generic Pokémon creepypasta made into a free-verse poem. Man abuses Pokémon, Pokémon gets gory revenge. This poem might have worked better if it wasn't free-verse so that it flowed better, and if the description of what happened to the man at the end was removed. It would be more effective if it was left up to the imagination. That's really all I have to say about this one. That's it for this week's Creepypasta. Tune in again next week when we tackle yet another story made and sent in by the fans with Luna. If you want to write your own story, help peer edit a story, or even just read the stories early, check out the description where you'll find a link to the Creepypasta section of my forum. You'll also find a link to the playlist of every Creepypasta reading I've done. Remember that if you want your story to be read on the show, you must stay active on your post on the forum, as well as read the forum rules. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, sweet dreams.